Tired of the empty, bloated, caloric content most streamers pass off as entertainment? Unsatisfied with stale, bland, painfully average shows that any computer-generated AI can spit out? Sick of paying way too much of your hard-earned money for the same old garbage in this economy? Well, Mecha Random 42 has just what you need. From live streams to games, you'll get nothing but the best unscripted entertainment YouTube has to offer. When you become a member, you'll support a truly independent content creator for just pennies a day. You don't need YouTube's algorithm to tell you what to watch. Bookmark the channel today and become a member. You'll thank yourself.
Oh, happiest of why is my guitar pick stuck to my elbow? Oh, happiest of days, Ava Durvernay. Oh, happy day. She is no longer doing that TV deal with Warner. Well, didn't she get her Naomi thing canceled? Wasn't that her? Wasn't that her, Ava Durvernay?
Yeah, I think so.
So she did that Naomi thing that nobody liked. She did A Wrinkle in Time that a certain actress once upon a time got very, very mad at people for talking about. Oh, and now with all of these writer strikes and producer deals, we're hearing that the producers can go in and work on the thing, but if they're a producer-writer, they can only do the producer production side. We're hearing all kinds of these writer strike things. I think it's a good thing. We're gonna hopefully get rid of the crap. Let's get rid of the crappy people ASAP. You guys know who are bad. You guys aren't Zaslav, Iger, you guys are not bad at your jobs, okay? Don't let these women and diversity people tell you otherwise. And this is not, well, the only one that's really my money is the Viacom. That's my stock. As a shareholder in that one, I speak for all of it, for the Warner people, for the Disney people. These type of people, the ones who want to yell and scream and be mad at their audience and throw slurs around and say, we're not making movies for certain demographics of people.
It wasn't made for him.
The people who only want to come in and right the course of the world that has wronged everything, right? These are the deadweight people, right? James Gunn is redoing the whole freaking DC stuff. Is that going to help at all? I don't know. Let's see what this says. Now, this is a rumor. Durvernay has ended her rich overall deal with Warner Brothers. Multiple sources confirmed to Variety, but this is still a rumor. I heard it's a rumor. While news of this decision comes amid the writer's strike, the contract talks were unrelated. The writing's on the wall, though. Look at what's happening with Bud Light. Look at what's happening with all of this. You make a big enough stink in this economy, right? We need to cut the crap. Go back to basics. Our basic stuff is not good enough. We don't have a movie that we want to go to. I can't find 2 movies to get a movie pass thingy on, right? And they say, oh, they'll pay for themselves with the Regal Pass. They're not paying me to say that, but I see the ads for them. Oh, they'll pay for themselves if you go to 2 movies. I don't know 2 movies I want to see. The last movie I was like, oh, let's go see was Return of the Jedi. So you get all these people with their TV and their movies, and half of the stuff's written by ChatGPT, allegedly. Half of the stuff's written by the AI. Half of this stuff feels so mediocre, subpar, preachy at best. You have people in Picard nagging about climate change, right? Now I'm not saying, what are we saying? We are never saying get rid of diverse voices. That is never what I want to say. We need real, good, smart people. You got smart people there. You don't want to use them because they're not loud and they're not in your face and they're not annoying and they don't make you feel intimidated. And that's what happens with these activists. And that's kind of the problem. And I'm going to get on my mecha preachy preach here for a second. Some of this activism is not necessarily a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing with what's going on with Bud Light, because we've turned into a cancel mob of SJWE sort of types. And I'm not going to cross that line. I'm going to be the person who says, no, I'm going to mock this and have fun with it and sing and dance and have fun and rejoice. I think I need to buy stock while the strike is going on. Well, and if there's any, I'm not giving advice, but I mean, what do we see? We see patterns of things. We see a lot of this. And this is what happened in 2008 as well, when retail was doing this type of stuff. They were just cutting the dead weight that did nothing and nothing and nothing for years. And what happened? You had the 5 good people do everything in the whole entire company. And I think that's what we're going to get with a lot of these streamers, which is what we're getting into here with the Disney and Bob Iger stuff. Now, if I can do a quick cutaway to that. The variety Bob Iger stuff. How's everyone doing? There's so much of it. There is so much of it. Time to grow up. Disney Plus and Hulu content cuts are coming as part of the streamer. Oh, there's DeSantis stuff. There's all kinds of stuff here. First up, Disney Plus and Hulu. They're gonna have cuts in here. They're cutting content. They have too much crap. They've got too much bloat, too much waste, too much empty calories. This is exactly what I've been saying. Thank you, Bob. I hope Bob Iger watches here because he's smart. He knows I'm not going to be BSing people with all these little fake numbers. Like, I'm smart enough to know, and I can see the writing on the wall here, that when we see that Disney Plus loses, where is it? The 4 million subscribers here. Now, let me find it here. Oh, I need my other tab. That's all right. We're going on a journey here. Disney Plus is lost 4 million. Oh no. This one. That's the one. You still pop out because I need you full screen. There you go for the chatties. So we can see what you guys are saying because you guys are more important than me because you guys actually know. Disney stock is down as the buyer's market. Well, let's look about how down it is. Because when we go into stock prices, remember who we're getting information from sometimes here. Sometimes we're getting information from people on YouTube, right? And this is the problem with a lot of this because you had the Reedy Creek stuff, right? You had people swear up and down that they read these bills, they knew what they were talking about, and then what happened, right? What happened was they walked it all back. They said, no, you can't do this. They walked it all back. Do you want to get into this Reedy Creek part of this? Because you can sum up and condense the back and forth. What for me, as somebody who just sees politics as a great big team sports thing right now, I'm seeing DeSantis coming in and threatening to throw in some authoritarian oversteps as governor, like taking away some freedoms, overstepping, overtaxing some things, making some claims like, well, if you don't play ball my way, I am going to do this, this, and this, and this. Now, Bob Iger has come in and talked about that and clapped back a little bit and said, no. You don't get to do that. This is not necessarily... I don't think this is going to be a win for Florida and the government. And I am not pro-Disney. Don't get me wrong. I'm not pro-Disney on this one. But, like I said... Every time a stock goes down, it might go up again. What's Disney stock at? Let me open it up down here. You wanna maybe read some of this if you wanna read any of this?
Yeah, hold on.
It's any of these variety Bob Iger ones. Well, I just look up Disney stock prices. Because they're down 8% right now. They're down 8% today. All right, but in the last year. The last year they're down 12% in total. They're not at an all-time low. Here's the thing. They're not at an all-time low for the last 5 years. But they are getting pretty darn close right now. They're down to $92. So is this going to be a bad or a good thing right now? I don't know. But the last time they were up was 2021. Now right now, they're at a $92 stock price. So anyone wanna throw some Disney stock my way? I gladly accept it at that price. This is not an all-time low from the last 5 years. Now, here we go. Year to date, it was up pretty high. It's not going that high though. It's kind of just sort of leveling around 90 and 100 and 120. There's really not a huge fluctuation in the stock price until you really go into massive volume. And that's always the big, huge thing that, like, these are the people who this affects. The people who have the massive volume, not usually your Joe Schmoes, who have about 5 or 6 shares of Disney laying around, maybe, or 2 or 3 or whatever, right? They can license Marvel back to Netflix and sell Lucasfilm. I don't think they're going to. Now, one of the things that they are doing here, according to this, they're going to condense all of this into one app. They're going to condense Hulu. They're going to condense ESPN and Disney Plus all into one app on the thing. They're going to cut a lot of the bloat content, the empty content, and I think they're going to probably reduce some of their server storage and some of their bandwidth needs. So they're probably going to downsize some of that. They're downsizing some of this other, here we go, what else are they doing? They're downsizing, yeah, here you go, the one app experience prices for Disney Plus. They're going to increase the prices. One of the things that all these streamers tend to do is you're going to have probably all these streamers condense into like 2 or 3. They're going to have tiered programming prices where, okay, well, it's free, but you got to watch a crap ton of ads. Then there's you can play a little bit and get like some ad, like an ad in the beginning, and then you'll have a premium where you get everything ad free, right? Do you think that's what's going on? I think that's what's going on. 16 billion in shareholder value lost last quarter. 16 billion. Okay, let's talk about that 16 billion in shareholder value. This doesn't affect huge long-term overall. This is one of those companies that is too big to fail. I think they're getting the message that in poor economies, they cannot go, like, I don't want to just bullshit people with, like, they're gonna go under. They're not gonna go under, right? So we know they're not gonna go under. They're too big to fail at this point. However, they do know not to be giving us all this empty content. The content for content's sake. The content. And hopefully the writer's strike will get some of this resolved, so we get some writers to where they can focus on like one show where they're not having to work, year round on 17 different shows that they might not get paid for, that they might. And this is the thing, some of these writers are crap. This is what I said with Ava Durvernay and all these people. You've got a lot of bloat out there. You guys know who the bad people are. You know that the Eternals did not make money. You guys know what isn't selling. You guys know darn well. And I'm not talking to you in the chat. I'm talking to the investors who probably aren't watching. But they probably are, because they know I'm the one little channel who's not out there just trying to sensationalize crap for clicks. People are not going to put up with all of this, right? People aren't going to put up with this. Anytime you have massive movements of things, 2020 really categorized and grouped a lot of people off and segregated a lot of viewers and a lot of this stuff. And we are not in an economy where you can just mess with people's money. You're not in an economy where you can just mess with people's time. You have to give them value. And this is why I try to do the singy stuff, and we try to do the fun stuff. And I know you guys come in for the content and this stuff, and we're doing game night, and we're gonna go back to a game in a couple of minutes here. Anything else I'm missing with this Bob Iger stuff? Is there any other stuff that we're missing? Do you want to go into the DeSantis stuff? Now, I think this is my big thing. DeSantis is really he's getting in a pissing contest with Trump, and I hate bringing politics into this, but this is literally what's happening. He's trying to get into a pissing contest with Trump, and he's being an annoying gnat on Bob Iger's ankle, I think, at this point. Because I think Bob Iger has been a CEO. He's a smarter businessman. I think he knows better lawyers. He has access to better lawyers. I think he surrounds himself with smarter people. I think he's just smarter in general. And I think he's going to steer Disney towards a more profitable thing, and they are not paying me to say this, but I think this is going to be a good thing for them, and it's going to be a good thing for us too, because we don't want their crap. We don't want to keep paying for their empty content, filler, calories, garbage, because a diet, or not even a diet, like a Coca-Cola is only going to sustain you for so long before you need a burger or a piece of broccoli or something. The writers want that untapped streaming money. I think here's the thing with the writers. Now, here's the big thing with the writers. I think that there is so much paired analytics being used. There are so many fake accounts out there. There's so much garbage data that they're using and confusing these investors with. I think Bob Iger is smart enough to understand what's going on. I do not think Bob Chapek was. I certainly don't think that what's Bob Backish? Is he the one over at Paramount? I don't think Bob he's, Backish. Just by looking at him, I don't know if he's going to understand all the parrot analytics mumbo jumbo. But these people really, really need to start, and Zaslav needs to start. That's the guy in Warner. You guys need to start listening to what this parrot analytics actually are. They're faking these numbers, and just like Snoop Dogg said, you've got to show the actual numbers. You can't just be saying, oh yes, these streamers, they don't make money, but they don't make money. They don't make money, and you can't keep going for on and on and on and on, right? They anticipate the park to underperform the second half of the year because the 50th anniversary holds some attendance forward. They are. I think they are going to have the park underperform too. Well, here's the thing. They know that we're kind of in a point where people are going to be tightening their wallets. They're going to be strapping their money a little bit tighter because we're going into the summer months where gas prices are going to increase because they always do, because people are traveling and people are going to be using a lot more resources like electricity for air conditioning. So that, and they raise those rates every year. Oh, hey, the rate hikes and you're using electricity. Let's go inside.
I'm a deer.
Good side rail. The Disney stuff. Anything else going on with this?
Well, what it is DeSantis is spending a lot of political capital.
I think they're gonna. I think he's overstepping.
He wants to run for president, and he's picked a fight he can't win.
Yeah.
Even if he wins, he loses. Because it's going to make him seem petty and vindictive.
He took a shot at the king, and the king's like, oh. And I hate talking about Bob Iger like that, but that's literally exactly, I think, why they brought Bob Iger back. Because Disney knew that Bob Chapek was not able to handle this. Just looking at him, I can tell that, right? I love their photos they use. They use this Chad Bob Iger picture and this sad little pathetic DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis is a sad little man. I mean,
he's not paying it. Neither is Trump. Don't get me wrong. Trump isn't paying me either. But this is what it really boils down to, and I hate having to bring that into it. And regardless of whatever people's political thing, I mean, that's just my kind of statistical opinion, not necessarily an endorsement or anything on any of the policies. Other than he is using some authoritarian practices that people are not going to like, in my opinion. I'm not endorsing or not or whatever, but this is one of the problems. Disney CEO Bob Iger criticized Florida Governor DeSantis' political moves in Florida on the company's Q2 earnings call on Wednesday. The business feud was brought up as a result of the shareholders asking about Disney parks in Florida. Well, here's one of the other things they did that I noticed. So Bob Iger, he comes out and he's like, congrats to Universal on Mario. Because here's one of the things that the media is really, really trying to do. They're trying to make a thing about Mario beating Disney, right? Mario beating Disney. So they want to get under their skin that Mario beat Disney, despite Mario still being super duper female messagey in some parts, if you really want to interpret it that way with the Peach stuff. You don't have to interpret it that way if you don't want to, but park costs are going up for various reasons. Everything's going up. Everything's going up for various reasons. It'd be hilarious. Send Bob Iger and DeSantis versus in a boxing match. I'd watch that. A few things I want to say about the bill. He says, first of all, the case that we filed last month made our position on the facts very clear. This is about one thing and one thing only, and that's retaliating against us for taking a position about a pending legislation. Yeah, that's what it is, because Bob Iger said you don't get to intimidate a private company into your politics one way or another. We have employees that I have to defend here. And it's unprofessional not to, I think. I think it's unprofessional for him not to say that. So he got backed into that. And I hate that I have to defend him. I have to defend Disney. Do you know how dirty I feel having to defend Disney? I feel so dirty. It's like I need to shout, ew. I have to defend Disney in this one, but I have to tell you guys the truth because I believe that in us taking a position, we are merely exercising our right about free speech. So he's using, oh, you guys like free speech, don't you? You like free speech so much. So he's dropping these words, and I bet he even emphasized it too. I bet he said, we're merely exercising our right to free speech. Also, this is not about special privileges or a level playing field or Disney in any way, but it's about using leverage around the state of Florida. Since there's been a lot said about what special districts and the arrangements we had, I want to set the record straight on that. There were about 2,000 special districts in Florida, and most were established to foster investments in development. We were one of them. It was basically made easier for us and others, by the way, to do business in Florida. And we built a business that employs, as we said before, over 75,000 people. So this is just both of them saying, oh, you did this, oh well, we're gonna do this. So this is just two freaking men getting into a little freaking pissing contest. They're getting into a peeing contest. And we built a business that employs, as we said before, over 75,000 people and attracts tens of millions of people to the state. So while it's easy to say that the Reedy Creek Special District, which was established for us over 50 years ago, benefited us, it's misleading to not also consider how much Disney benefited the state of Florida. And where's it? And we're not only the company operating a special, and we're not the only company operating a special district. I mentioned the Daytona Speedway has one, a prominent retired community in the Villages, and there were countless others. So if the goal here is leveling the playing field and the uniform application of the law, government oversight of special districts needs to occur to be applied to all special districts. Well, they did read the bill. So there's also a false narrative that we've been fighting to protect tax breaks. But in fact, we're the largest taxpayer in Central Florida. And we're paying over $1 billion in state and local taxes last year alone. We pay more taxes, specifically more in real estate taxes, as a result of that special district. And we know there was no concerted effort to do anything to dismantle what was once called Reedy Creek Special District until we spoke out on the legislation. Well, they just renamed the damn thing. They didn't dismantle anything. They just renamed it, didn't they, before all that? Yeah. And then the investor call happened where somebody calls in and was like, Baba Booey, Mulan death camps, right? So Baba Booey, Mulan death camps. They think it's a great big win, and then Bob Iger's like, did you just Baba Booey me? Oh, well, really, we're going to put in... And you have to go out and have a regicide. Did you really just Baba Booey us? This is what we're at, people. We're the equivalent of people Baba Booeying Disney investor meetings. So this is blatantly a matter of retaliation, while the rest of Florida's special districts continue operating basically as they were. I think it's also important for us to say our primary goal has always to be able to continue to do exactly what we've been doing there, which is investing in Florida. Well, he basically said, do you want all these new jobs or not? Do you want these new jobs or not, right? Is that what he said? There are plans to invest $17 billion over the next 10 years. Do you want to read this as Bob Iger, or as Pope Bob Iger here? Here, Pope Bob, do you want to get in?
Hold on.
Or do you want to be on camera now?
We
I
never
gotta stand up, I'm
wanted-
stuffy.
We never want... Hold on.
I gotta stand up because my nose is stuffy.
Yeah.
It does that when I sit down too long and talk. I'm sorry.
We never wanted, we certainly never expected to be in position to defend business interests in federal court, particularly having such a terrific relationship with state as we had for more than 50 years. As I mentioned, Pope Iger mentioned, our shareholder call, we have huge opportunity to continue to invest. Florida noted that plans are to invest $17 billion over the next 10 years, which is what state should want us to do. We operate responsibly, pay fair share of taxes. We employ thousands of people
By the way, we pay substantially above the minimum wage dictated by the state of Florida. Yes, that's what Baba Iger said that.
I guess I'm gonna drink beer back.
We also provide them with great benefits, free education. So I'm going to finish what I said, obviously, kind of long way, by asking one question. Does the state of Florida want us to invest more, employ more peoples, and pay more taxes or not? I am naughty Pope, aren't I? Yes, that is Pope Iger. So, what else did he say? So, this is not first time Pope Iger has spoken out against DeSantis. It seems like he's decided to retaliate against us, Pope Iger said during company shareholder meeting on April 3rd.
Hey, you should clip that for one of your voices.
Yes, I will. The Pope Iger campaign ad.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Hello, this is Pope Iger. The DeSantis-backed board overseas theme parks is planning to take a proposal that would establish code of enforcement system which would allow officer to impose civil penalty up to $500 per infraction per day, which is maximum allowed by state law. That is right. But Baba Iger doesn't like that. Oh look, Baba Iger. That is right, Baba Iger. So Baba Iger is making this the happiest place on earth. Yes, it is.
Oh, was a petition thing?
No.
Oh, in chat. I'm trying to read over a chat over here. That's another reason why I get up. So it's just a petition. Yeah, drop a link. Yeah, if you want to drop a link, go ahead. Oh man. Here, I can give you a wrench if you want to drop a link to it here. What do you mean report? No, I don't want to. Oh, I gotta be in the other. I'm on my Vegas channel. I don't have the mod on that. Cause I'm. Football Iger. I can't do the German one either. Here. There you go. Give you a wrench temporarily. So, here we go. Go to channel. I'm making sure you're you. Oh no. Well, actually, just drop me a link to it somewhere. Actually, because I'm on the other thing. I'm on the wrong thing, so I can't. Do we wanna? So that's what's going on in this. That's what's going on in this thing. The Reedy Creek and that. It seems they decided to retaliate against us, Iger said. So Legal analyst claims the Walt Disney CEO recent comments have massive implications that could include criminal penalties and $1 billion at stake. How? So now this is what legal analyst. Oh, some. No, no, it won't. That's BS. That's no. Well, I don't know who it is, but it's just some legal. No, it's not. It's not going to. Bob Iger is smarter than Ron DeSantis. He wouldn't be saying the things he is. He's not bluffing on this one, I don't think. So the Reedy Creek stuff, like this is just, well, we got a guy who says it's not. Neener. We got a guy who says, no. No, Bob Iger's probably going to win this one, but it's going to be good for us in the long run, and hopefully he'll get both of these politicky things out of it, because don't get me wrong, I do not want conservative or liberal politics in my Okay, I am a troll at nature. I will alienate everyone, and that's okay. I'm going back to my live chat. Don't you go anywhere. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
For the best cat litter when kitty poops, go out and get duty scoops.